there, if you're just finding me for the first time, my name is Elena and I started dancing as an adult. So welcome to my channel where I talk about dance related things and some other things that are just loosely related to dance. Today I am here with a lot of shoes that you can't really see, but they're here. I am going to talk about something that I remember searching for when I first started dancing, which is how to wash dance shoes. So I have three types of shoes here. I have some leather shoes, which are the shoes that I first started wearing. I have some satin shoes, which are, it's the material Pointe shoes are made of, and you can also find them in like soft flatties. And I have some canvas shoes, which are the ones that I'm currently wearing, that I've kind of like got used to, and it's what I like to wear the most on a daily basis. So what I'm going to do is briefly talk about each of them and like how to wash them, and then I'm going to do a live demo. So basically I'm going to throw a lot of this stuff into the washing machine, because like most of them you can wash in the washing machine. So I'm going to like demonstrate how nothing happens to them and it's fine. So I'm going to throw them into the washing machine, and then I'll see you a couple of hours later when it's done, and I'll show you how they turned out. Okay, so let's get started. I am going to switch off different camera that I have here so you can get a close-up of the actual shoe, because I don't think you can see from this distance that well. Okay, so both cameras are rolling, so let me show you what I have here. So this is the first pair of shoes I ever wore. They're leather shoes. I originally bought leather shoes thinking they would last longer, which they do. They last a lot longer. I mean, you can see that these shoes are a little bit worn on the toes, and they're a little bit scratched and a little bit worn off, but they're still good for wear. I could still wear them easily. So yeah, this is the Bloch Rise. So for leather shoes, what I would recommend is washing them by hand with like kind of like lukewarm water, or like even like completely cold. Because like I think I've actually washed this in the washing machine once, but the leather ones like gets a lot more warm if you like throw them in the washing machine. Now, like for leather shoes, I would like try to like wash them by hand. So just like soap the inside and try to like mildly clean the outside. I usually use like hand soap for this, because it's like milder than like any other kinds of soap, and I feel like it works quite well for like this kind of like delicate materials. So I'm going to show you. I have my pair of Bloch Pro Elastic, which is what I've been wearing for the last few years really. As I was saying, like with the leather you get like more resistance to wear. As you can see, this pair is pretty dead now, has holes everywhere, which is like the downside of canvas shoes. The good side is that you can throw them on the washing machine. I'm going to be washing this pair today, even though it's pretty dead, but anyway. This is the one I'm currently wearing, which is really dirty, as you might be able to see from the camera. It's quite disgusting, so I'm going to be washing this as well. I'm also going to be washing my black pair of shoes. It's the same one, it's like literally the same one, but this one is in black. Now for satin shoes. This is the first pair ever of satin shoes I had. I'm sorry I don't know the model or anything, because I didn't buy this. They're disgusting. I mean, they're really stiff and really disgusting, because last time I wore this, also like really worn. Last time I wore this, like it was for a photo shoot outside, and it was wet, so they got really disgusting, and I never actually washed them, and this was at least 3 years ago. So I'm going to do that today. I actually washed satin shoes when I first got this by hand, but then I discovered that it's possible to actually wash them in the washing machine. So I'm going to be testing that today with this specific pair of shoes. I've never done it before, so you can see how it turns out. If it doesn't work, then you know you can wash them by hand as you know you would do with like leather shoes. But if it works out, then you know that you can actually wash them in the washing machine. So I'm going to be testing that today. As you can see, that just like a normal pair of flatties, but just in satin fabric. And then we go on to Pointe shoes. So these are my Pointe shoes. So they're Gaynor Mindens, and it's the Sculpted fit. It's a medium width, 4 box. It's the supple shank, deep vamp, and low heel. If you wear Gaynor Mindens, you know this, and if not, well, I'm going to tell you now. They are not made with the same materials as traditional Pointe shoes. That is already like flexible when you buy them, so you don't have to break them when you first get them. They are already at optimal flexibility for dance, so that's an advantage. And another advantage is that because it is not made like traditional Pointe shoes using like a lot of like layers of paper and glue, you can actually wash them in the washing machine. I've done them a few times. I've washed them through 2-3 times, and they are perfect. I'm not sure if you can see, they're a bit scratched in places because I've like shoot some pictures outside with them. They're just worn, a little bit worn, because I've had them for 2 years, but as you can see, they're like perfectly fine. I will show you how it's absolutely fine to wash this kind of shoes in the washing machine. Now, if you have traditional Pointe shoes that are made with paper and glue, you cannot wash them. Simple as that, in any way. So yeah, that's it. So now we are going to go and throw all of this into the washing machine and see what happens. Okay, so I am here with the washing machine with some things already inside, because I want to save water. We already do enough terrible things to the environment as it is, so if you can save water, that's great, but it's not necessary. You can wash just the shoes and it would be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and put all of my shoes in. This is liquid soap. I would recommend using liquid soap because it dissolves easier, so it's less likely that it will be any staining, whereas with powder, sometimes you might get like some like whitish thing when you take them out. So that's it. So I'm going to close it. I'm going to switch it on. So I've switched the machine on, and now I'm going to select delicate. So any delicate program that you have in your machine would work. And then I'm going to change the temperature. At the moment it's at 40 degrees, so I'm going to change this into cold. And the spin is fine. I don't think you can make it any higher, so whatever it is, like the highest setting would be perfectly fine. And then I just need to press like start. There you go. It will take 1 hour and 20 minutes. So I'll see you in 1 hour and 20 minutes and I'll show you what happens. So the sound wasn't recorded on this part, sorry about that, but this was about 1 hour and a half after, and I was ready to start taking things out of the washing machine. Okay, so I've taken everything out and I'm going to show you how they turned out. We start with the canvas. First the black is the one in which you can notice it less because of the color, but it was really dirty at the bottom and now it's completely clean, so it's really nice. And yeah, other than that, it's just perfect really. My pink canvas shoes. The older one is perfectly clean. It still has like some wear at the front, and like you can see like still some dark patches, but you know. And it's still broken because you cannot fix a broken shoe with just a washing machine, you know, it doesn't work that way. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's clean. My newer pair of shoes, you remember how it was really dusty here at the front. It's still somewhat dark, but much less than it was, so it's much nicer. And most importantly, it smells nice now. And then I'm going to move on to my Satin flatty. really pleased about how this turned out, because as I said, hadn't been washed in 3 years. And they were really crusty. You couldn't bend them because it had like packed dirt and like really cakey kind of like feeling to it. It was really disgusting. So I'm really pleased how it turned out, because I wasn't sure if it was going to be usable any longer. I mean, it's still really basically dead, but yeah, I mean, it's the best I could do, and I mean, and then maybe the most interesting one is the Pointe shoes. As I said, Gaynors can be washed in the washing machine, no problem at all. As you can see, they are perfect. Nothing has happened to them. They're just completely fine. And most importantly as well, they smell nice. So if you have Gaynors, do not hesitate to throw them in the washing machine, as long as you put them in a cold program and in like delicate like clothing programs. No problem if you want to wash them. And just as a reminder, you can only do this with Gaynor Mindens. You can't do this with traditional Pointe shoes, so don't, because you will ruin them. And one other note, I actually found which brand this shoe is Roch Valley. I can't remember which model. I just found the bag it came in, and that's all it said. But it's a Roch Valley, in case you're interested. So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and subscribe in the button underneath. And if you would like to see some behind the scenes content about what I've been doing here today, you can go and check that out on my social media. All the links are also below. And I'm just gonna go and do some more dance. I'll see you later. Bye!